Hello and welcome to Solidworks Station. My name's Stuart, and in today's tutorial we're going to look at creating this chrome vanadium 10mm Allen key. We're going to look at a few things here. We're going to look at a swept boss base, we're going to look at lofts, draft angles and applying materials to a part, and we're also going to look at how to place text on our Allen key using a deboss method. The very best of luck, and as always, if you're struggling and you need some help or support, then please comment on the video below and I'll be more than happy to get back to you. Let's get started. Okay, so I've opened SolidWorks and I've gone to File, New and Part, and I'm going to go straight into the front plane, normal 2, and I'm going to sketch a line from my origin point across and down. Press the escape key, give this some smart dimensioning, 45 at the top, and the height of this line, let's do that at 104. Green tick. Let's put a sketch fillet on this. So just left clicking on each one of these lines, and I want the fillet parameter to be 10mm, and green tick. You can red cross out of that now. No more fillets to complete. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to exit this sketch. We're now going to go into the right plane. So right plane, normal 2, and sketch a polygon. From the origin point, okay, press the escape key, and we want this point and this point to be horizontal. We're going to smart dimension from this line to this line, and this needs to be 10mm. Close the dialog, close the sketch. Control and the number 7 on your keyboard, and that'll give us a isometric view centrally in the middle of our screen. The next thing we need to do is go to the Features tab, and we need to do a swept boss base. Now it's picked this sketch up already. The reason for that is it was selected here. If it wasn't selected, so I've no selection made, and I go to swept boss base, then it's asking for the selection here. All we do in this case is just click on the profile sketch that we want to produce the swept boss base with. This next bit here, the pink, is looking for a path. The path is going to be this line. Okay, and it's a continuous line which gives us our swept boss base. This is fine, so we can click on the green OK button. Hopefully you got that far. The next thing we're going to look at producing, okay, is this kind of profiling down here, and this is going to be completed with a series of reference geometry, a series of planes that we're going to create, and we're going to use the loft feature, draft angle feature, and things like that. Once we've completed this, we're going to move on to the text and place this text that reads CRV 10mm onto our chrome material. Okay, so let's start producing those reference planes. We're going to go into the top plane to start off with, and we're going to go to the Features tab, Reference Geometry and Plane. Now this plane we want to flip offset to start off with, and we need it to be 109mm from this plane here. Green tick. Okay, so that's plane 1 in position. With plane 1 still highlighted, go back to Reference Geometry and Plane, flip offset, and this time we want this to be 4mm, and I'll place another plane 4mm below plane 1. Green tick. With plane 2 still highlighted, go to Reference Geometry and Plane. We want 3mm in this one, and flip offset, green tick. With plane 3 still highlighted, reference geometry plane. Again, we want 3mm, flip offset. And for plane 5, we're going to complete, this is going to be 4mm away, so with plane 4 still highlighted, reference geometry plane, change this back to 4, flip offset, green tick. And that's the 5 planes that we need in place. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to create a loft between plane 1 and the bottom of this Allen key so far. So we're going to go into plane 1, normal 2. We're going to go into the display settings here, and we're going to say wireframe. I'm going to go to sketch. I'm going to go to Polygon. We're just going to, we're not clicking here, we're just tracking across this line. And we're going to go up here, hover over this point, track down, and it should there meet up with the previous tracked point that we looked at. Just go through that again. So over to this side, find the center point, track across. Okay, and then we go from this point, we track down, and we find the center of that point. Alternatively, you could draw some construction lines in, however this is far quicker and easier as well. Left click when we get this point, left click again, and we just want to ensure that that was straight, so we want say this point and this point to be vertical, okay, just to be on the safe side. Smart dimension. Okay, we want this to be 7.5mm and green tick. Exit the sketch. Okay, let's have a look at what we've completed. So on plane 1 now you can see, okay, we've got our 7.5 and above that we've got our 10mm. So we're going to go up to features and then we're going to go up to lofted boss base. Now here, okay, under profiles it's asking us for profiles to select to loft. So this is one profile, and then just move the model round and we're going to click on this profile. Now you can see it's a little twisted, that's not a problem, just use these green vertexes here that we've got, okay, to move this around. Okay, so this point obviously here should correlate to this point here. Okay, good, green tick. Okay, let's have a look at that in a different display style. So let's go to shaded with edges. Okay, good, happy with that. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next plane. So that is plane 2. Okay, so plane 2, what we need to do is we need to go to features, extruded boss base, and click on the bottom bit of this Allen key. It's created a sketch, so we're in sketch mode at the moment. We're going to go to convert entities. Entities to convert, just left click on that shape at the bottom and green tick. Back to features and extruded boss base, and we want to extrude up to surface. That surface is plane 2. Okay, so just left clicking on plane 2 and that's fine. No draft angle needed on this one. Okay, just nice and straight and green tick. Okay, so for plane 3, what we're going to do exactly the same as we did for plane 2, but with a draft angle. So we click on the face we're interested in and we say extruded boss base. We get a temporary sketch that's been created there. We need to convert the entities. Click on the entities that we want to convert. They appear here. Green tick, back to features, extruded boss base, change direction 1 to up to surface, and left click on plane 3. And we want to draft angle this time, so we're clicking here, draft on or off. Okay, we actually want to draft outwards by 30 degrees. Okay, and green tick. Okay, so next we're going to move on to part 4. Same again, we're going to go to extrude boss base, click on the surface, it creates a temporary sketch, go to sketch, convert entities, click on this face here, green tick, back to features and extrude boss base, and we want to go up to surface and plane 4. No draft angle needed on this one, and green tick. And then the final one from 4 to 5, plane 4 to plane 5, we're going to go to features, extrude boss base, click on this face, it creates a temporary sketch. Under sketch, click on convert entities, click on the entities that we want to convert, green tick, back to features, extrude boss base, and we want to go up to surface, plane 5, draft angle on, and 30 degrees in. No need to tick this box. If we do, it goes out again, so just make sure that it's unticked. And green tick. If you hold down control now and click on your planes, so plane 5, hold down control now, 4, 3, 2, and 1, right click and hide. Okay, next we need to put on our text. So we're going to click on the surface that we're interested in and go normal 2. And we're going to create a line, which is going to be a center line. Just over this side. Going to go to smart dimension and smart dimension it at 1mm. And I want the end of this line to this point here to be 20mm. Just extend this line. I'm just left clicking and dragging there. Okay, just extend that line a little bit. Okay, we're going to go into sketch and text. It's asking us for where we want this text to be placed. Okay, so the curve or our center line in this example, we're going to left click on it and type in our CR-V for chrome vanadium and 10mm. Okay. Okay, the line's not long enough, so we just need to extend this line. So just click on the cross, click on this line, just drag it out, back onto text, click on the line, and type in our text CR-V 10mm. Okay, perfect. The font size is fine for this. In this example it's at 3.5, but that's totally fine. Click on the green tick. Okay, then we're going to go to features. Just exit this sketch. We're going to click on the text. We're going to go to wrap. The wrap parameter is the text. And this bit here, okay, is the surface that we want to wrap onto, which is this face here. And we want to use this one, okay, deboss. The pull direction, if we just click in there, okay, the pull direction is going to be in this direction. Okay, and green tick. And there we go. You'll notice in here, if we go into the edit feature, that I did put a value in there in T1, how much I actually want to deboss this by. If you wanted to go in further or less, then you can change this value, not a problem. Okay, the final things that we're going to look at is we're going to look at applying a material. So we're going to go into appearances, scenes and decals, and we're going to choose a metal. Now it will look when you first open it in SolidWorks like this. Okay, just go to Appearances, click on this arrow at the side, you're going to go to Metal, Chrome, and we're going to use the brushed chromium to indicate this chrome vanadium. So drag and drop and just select Body. Control and 7 on your keyboard, and if you wanted to you could render this out. So you go to SolidWorks Add-ins. If that's not available, we probably need to right click and just ensure that it's ticked here, and you need to make sure that Render Tools is available as well. Again, if it's not, just right click and ensure that your Render Tools is available in this list and ticked. In SolidWorks Add-ins, make sure your Photoview 360 is turned on, and in your Render Tools we've already edited the appearance, which is the material. We could edit the scene if we wanted to, so we could left click on there, go into our scenes and choose a basic scene. For example, we could go for soft spotlight, and then just click on final render. You can change settings in here if you wish, but we're not going to go into that in this tutorial. Let's go into final render then. And you can see now that this is getting rendered out. And there we have it. There's our final render of our Allen key. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've learned some new things such as lofting and draft angles. My name has been Stuart, and this has been SolidWorks Station. Any questions, any comments, as always, please feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to SolidWorks Station, and I'll see you again for another video tutorial and hopefully learn some new skills. Thank you very much for listening, and see you soon.